Peace, love, and abundance of all things good to you, amazing, beautiful people. It's your girl V back with another episode of the Voice by V podcast. Welcome to episode 10. Made it. We made it. Welcome to episode 10. Every episode, like every time I sit down to record this podcast, I am so elated. I feel really good. I feel like I'm in my pocket. I'm in my motherfucking bag, because it's been a long time coming. And so I just keep celebrating my consistency, celebrating showing up, and I'm celebrating you because I'm telling you, every single one of you who hits me up and tells me that you listen in and tell me that I help keep you grounded. You tell me that you're looking out for the next episode. You're sending me suggestions of things to talk about. I mean, this is fucking amazing. This is why I decided to do this. And so it keeps me going. Y'all don't even understand. Y'all don't even know what you do. It's so good. It's so good. So I am here for all of us. I'm here for you. I'm here for myself to feel fulfilled. Um, to drop some gems, to give you this beautiful downloads that I be getting. I just, I feel like I'm in my bag. So welcome to episode 10. In this episode is all about being, what is it? Be more than you do because being is enough. Okay. And trust me, I already know what it is. I'm gonna break it all the way down. But first I have to mention and give my perspective on the solar eclipse. um Today's the day after, a whole 24 hours after actually. And I still feel the energy radiating, like I said, I feel like I'm in my bag. I woke up today and I'm gonna let y'all in a little bit, because my general routine of, like, how I start my day. I wake up, I immediately go to meditate. And that to me always looks like a breathwork session, a pranayama session, maybe some yoga, but definitely like meditation of some sort. And today I didn't that wasn't the first thing I did. I actually started why like I opened up my laptop like 6 7 a.m., which is nuts. And I finished watching the movie that I was watching last night. So I was just like, in my human bag. And I allow, like, every now and again I allow myself to do things like that, which is not be so routine, not be so vigorous or rigid in my routine, because I allow myself to be human. I allow myself these human pleasures or whatever it is. So I understand that, first of all, it's my day off, and tomorrow's another day off for me, at least from my day job. So the way that I started the day, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start in some pleasure. I'm gonna, like, it doesn't take away from my spirituality. It doesn't take away from the beauty and the abundance and the alignment that I am experiencing right now and I can experience today. It doesn't take away from the fact that I can meditate or do my breathwork session a little later in the day. It doesn't take away from how clean I can eat today. It doesn't take away, now to make it a habit. I think that's a little bit different because since adopting this structure in my lifestyle and this structure in my daily regimen, I have seen a difference. I've seen a difference of when I go like a week or 2 weeks, like opening my phone as soon as I wake up, or jumping straight on social media, or giving life to my electronics before I give praise to God. um not moving my body or drinking water when I wake, like, all of these things definitely, especially over time, it shows the effects that it can have on my day and just like on my energy in general. And I don't really rock with that. So anyway, that was like how I started my day, just like not really routine, but also like early enough to take care of the things I needed to take care of, because I understood that I needed to show up here today. Um, like I shared, I don't know if y'all follow me, if everybody here follows me on Instagram. If you don't, follow me at the underscore veganese. But in my story the other day, I shared that I had recorded last episode 9, on Friday, which is when it was supposed to when it was supposed to be posted. Um, and for some reason, like, it was a pretty good episode, it was chill, but I think it was just in the nature of the energy that was going on. You know, it was the day after the 444 portal. You know, it was the day that we experienced the earthquake in New York. um it was leading up to yesterday's solar eclipse. We're in Mercury retrograde. I mean, then, you know, my moon started, maybe TMI, but like, it was just a lot happening. And so I showed up. I honored myself by showing up, and I sat down and I recorded the podcast, and I went out with my friends that night, which was a really dope night. I got invited, you know, we got free tickets to this comedy show that was happening at Barclays, and it was dope. It was, you know, live performances. It was Glorilla had came out, Jeezy had came out. um who else was there? Just Hilarious, some legacy acts like DL Hughley, um Bruce. Like, it was just dope. It was a dope ass experience. So that was that night. And you know, like, I just flowed into the weekend or whatever. So for some reason, I was just kept saying, like, okay, I recorded the podcast. Now, recording the podcast is one thing, but editing and then posting it, and I don't do too much editing. Like, I do these episodes in one shot. So still, just like going back to at least listen to the episode and spend time with it before I post it, you know, create a synopsis, like all of these things that go into actually posting it and putting it out to the community, I didn't quite have the energy for. And so every day it was just like, I didn't post it. Okay, well, I'll post it the next day. Like, they're all right. Like, you know, we will all be okay. But at least it's there. And then Sunday came, and then Monday came, and then Tuesday's now here, which is um another I don't know, another day that we go live with the podcast. So um yeah, I don't know. No, but for some, or for no good reason, but for some reason, I couldn't bring myself to post that podcast. But like I said, I showed up for myself and recording it anyway. So if you're wondering, it is up now. And yeah, you could go listen to that too. But I've just been honoring myself, and honoring the podcast and honoring this space by showing up. There's something else that I wanted to say regarding that. Um, Maybe it'll come, maybe it won't. So anyway, we're here today, right? Okay, so I wanted to talk about, or I wanted to just update you on, like, my experience with the eclipse, because like I said, I feel like I'm still in the energy of it. um I woke up early enough to take care of my space, to make sure that everything was in alignment for me to show up for the podcast today. Um, you know, to cook me some food, like all of these things that take time and attention and intention and energy to show up. Because let me tell you something about people who show up for their communities in any way, whether that's physically, you know, or in the virtual space. Like, I'll speak for myself. This sort of comes naturally, but it's still a lot that goes into it. So much so that we make it look easy. Like, it's kind of easy to make this look easy. Okay, but it's not necessarily the easiest thing to be like camera ready, or just in your bag, in your energy, so that you can flow, and so that your vessel is open and clear, for you to channel, you know, what messages need to be going out to the collective, or what do you need or want your community to know, what are you trying to communicate. um like, to have like structured conversations, and a safe space for dialogue. Like, it's a gift, but you gotta show up for the gift, if you know what I mean. So there's a lot of things that I have to do. Like, my space has to be right and clean and organized. You know, I gotta, you know, have enough groceries so that I can meal prep, or just so that I can have the right things to fuel my body. I gotta be hydrated. I gotta have the energy to fucking take a shower and groom myself, to hit the nail salon when I need to, take the 30 minutes out of my day, or carve out 30 minutes to put beads in my hair to adorn my body. Like, I know it's like kind of like, what are you talking about, right? But like, it's a thing. It's a thing that I don't hear discussed enough. Like, it's such a fucking thing. I was scrolling on Instagram the other day, and someone had posted a poem, and it was dope, but he said something to the effect of like, I wish that, or I hate that, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was like, I hate that taking care of yourself, like making your bed and washing the dishes, or like some mundane shit, is so hard to do. And that, I felt that in every fiber of my being. I don't feel like we give enough dialogue to like the things, like before you get to the bills, and before you get to having to go to work, and before you get to taking care of the kids, before you get to taking care of your loved ones, or like, yo, the energy that goes into seriously taking care of yourself, the most mundane, the most simplest task. I think it's because it's so consistent. Like I said to my best friend earlier today, I was like, you ever clean every day and still have to clean every day? And for somebody like me, who's the space matters to me, right? The aesthetic, the cleanliness of the space, the organization of the space, and living a full-time life and constantly being on the go, like your space is most times going to reflect that, right? So if you're eating good and you're cooking food, you're going to have dishes to wash. If you are adorning and dressing yourself, or focusing on wearing clean clothes every day, you're going to have laundry to do. If you are walking in and out of your space, um or opening packages, or doing different things, like your floors are going to need to be swept and mopped. Like if you're burning sage and burning candles, and you're going to need to clean the altar space, right? um and I know I kind of feel a little bit silly talking about this, but maybe the eclipse energy, or just, I think, heightened cosmic energy tends to emphasize or exaggerate our attention to the mundane things. Like the things that we tend to take for granted, or the things that we think are so minuscule and they don't matter. We start to see how vital they are, and how much time and attention they actually get. So it's just a lot. So anyway, with that, I made sure that I took care of my space today, and I took care of myself to be able to show up for the podcast today. And like I said a little bit earlier, I did not meditate at the top of my day. I just kind of got going. And so I understood that not only before the day was, yes, before the day is over, I have to sit and, create some time to meditate. But what better time to do so before work, or before showing up for the podcast? Thus, this topic was downloaded because here I am at the conclusion of this 17-minute pranayama session, and my third eye is bursting, and I feel good. I just feel like just aligned. You ever just feel good? Like there's no really, like, I wasn't well, I was kind of like seeing colors and patterns and movements and stuff, but beyond that, I didn't see anything super, in my opinion, so fucking spectacular. I didn't like consciously get shot off into a different planet and all of these things, right? I don't have that type of experience to tell you right now, but what I can say is that I felt good. I felt um connected. I felt aligned. I felt clear. I felt like, okay, I'm ready. So there was, the audio had ended because I love guided meditations. Um especially the breathwork sessions. I don't know, they do something for me. They do something for me. And I love guided meditations and guided yoga sessions because if if just for a few minutes out of my day I can surrender to a practice or surrender to guidance that is not my own. It's sort of it takes the weight off, because outside of that space, right, I have to make my own decisions and I have to, show up for myself and be the voice and be the, like I said, decision maker, and I just have to be everything for myself all the time. So I think I like guided practices because it allows me the space to put that down for a minute and just, be in the guidance, be in someone else's guidance. So it's refreshing. So the audio had ended, and my ring light, like my setup is already done. My ring light is set up, my, everything is happening, and my eyes are still closed, and I'm sitting in my pose and I'm feeling my feels, and consciously I could hear myself saying, all right, let's go, right? But there's this thing about, like, when you're in that state, just snapping your eyes open and jumping back in, it's like, it's kind of like, it's comparable to, like, and I don't know about you, I don't know if you have a newer car or an older car or a car at all, but like I have an older car. Like my car is like over 15 years old. That's my baby though. And so it's kind of like going out on a cold winter day and just starting a car up and driving it. Like, warm this shit up. You know what I mean? So that's what it feels like after the meditation, or after just being in that space. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And just like shooting your eyes open, but like there's this energy in me, and I don't know if it's ego, I don't know if it's human, I don't know what she is or what it is. It's just that exciting energy that says, okay, it's go time. What's next? It's like the what's next energy. Like, okay, it's following the to-do list. Okay, we meditated. Okay, we did some breath work. Okay, we feeling good. Okay, what's next is we're opening this laptop and we are recording this session. Boom. And then it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. But it's be ready. We're not even ready yet. You can sit and you can be here. So now I'm sitting in the energy, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. This feels good. I feel clear. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but I'm pretty sure if you listen to me, if you follow, if you support my work, or if you have supported my work over the years, if you know me personally, if you heard me speak, like, you in tune with that. So imagine just like being in that space, and then trying to consciously think of, okay, what are we going to talk about, and I'm consciously like saying english affirmations, and I'm trying to, like, because I'm open, so I'm efforting, and then it came to me, and it was just like, you don't have to do anything right now. Like, you don't have to say affirmations right now. You don't have to try to think of a topic to talk about for the podcast right now. You don't have to say tell God that you're grateful right now. The fact that you did this practice, and the fact that you are being in this energy right now, do you know that's enough? Do you know that just being here in this energy right now is enough? No, 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 baby. Do you know? Do you understand? Can you grasp the concept, the fact, okay? That being here in this energy is enough right now. And I just proceeded to be in the, in the energy. I just proceeded to be in the energy. It was like, that's enough. Being is enough. And then I heard that come through. So you see the difference of consciously saying affirmations that I have coached myself into over the years, that I have programmed, right? So like in times that I'm feeling stress and anxiety and fear and worry and you know some of these things that I it's not really useful to feel all the time, especially if you're trying to level up, especially if you're trying to accomplish something, especially if you're trying to be in your power. Like them is not that's not the energy that you want to be in. So the affirmations that I have coached myself into over the years to get over some of those emotions or those times when I'm feeling, like I said, distressed and worried and fearful, I kind of went into that program. You know, I dropped into that program and it's like, but baby, you're not feeling stressed and you're not feeling fearful and you're not so like what you're being, the actual frequency. You see, one of the things that we really have to understand, and you don't really get to a point of understanding this until you go figure, start to be in your energy and you start to be in the connection with source energy, you start to be in your power. You don't really understand that like the universe does not speak English. The universe don't speak these words. I mean, these words are just sounds. You know, they're sounds, but there's a vibratory frequency beyond the sound that's actually being communicated to the universe, source, God, um, that's communicating your truth or that's communicating what's present for you. So you can put any word together and any sound, right? Any grunts and moans or whatever, to communicate something, but it's what's beneath that the universe, God, source energy actually reads. And it's what's beneath that with that energy that's actually that you're actually creating that will be sent back to you, that will be reflected to you, that will be shown to you, that will come in the form of a physical manifestation for you, right? It's that energy, it's the energy beyond the word. And so, you know, there are people who scream health and wellness and positivity and generational wealth and breaking generational curses and all these beautiful concepts that um that it's popular and it's become pop culture for real to desire and to talk about good talking points, but that what's the frequency behind that, right? How are you really being? How are you really being? Are you being for real? Are you being about what the fuck you talking about? Right? Is your beingness, which is your actions, your feelings, the vibratory frequency of what you're emitting, is that a direct match to the words that you speak? Is that a direct match to the ideologies that you claim to be about? Right? And so now we're getting into the concept of embodiment. It's one thing to say, "Oh, I'm this type of person and I want this type of thing and I want this type of thing." Um and that's cool. You know, that's the starting point. I'm not negating the fact that that is vital and that's important. But are you working toward becoming that person? You know, and there's so many different ways that we could take this conversation, but when I heard, that's what I was getting ready to say, the difference of me consciously saying or consciously bringing in or sorry, consciously putting out an affirmation that I thought, right? Because thinking and feeling, right? Two different places. So I'm putting out an affirmation that I'm thinking that is right? That I should be feeling, that I think I should be wanting, that I think I should be experiencing, as opposed to me being in this energy and receiving the affirmation, the message, the download, the message. We said that already, right? Me receiving this message and me putting out what I think supposed to be the message, two different things. So once I sat in the energy, as soon as I sat in the energy, that whole ordeal became the concept, the message, the topic itself, which is being is enough. And this is how you're able to, when you be and you sit in the energy and you allow yourself to be open and receptive to what the message is supposed to be. This is how you can effortlessly speak to it. This is how you can effortlessly show up for it. This is how people feel you. Like I'm a firm believer that my people don't hear me, they feel me. And that's the resonance. That's the resonance. That's why, everybody can't do what you do. Everybody can't do what you do. And this is why you make it seem or appear to be easy, because people are feeling you. You're feeling the resonance, you're feeling the embodiment, right, of someone who has walked in this and someone who has practiced this or currently practices it. It's a lifestyle. And that's the difference. That's kind of how you weed. Well, you don't have to weed people out, people weed themselves out, but you have to have the eye. You got to have the eye of discernment to say, okay, I could see this person walks in this, and I could see this person just talks with this. I see this person just talks about it, but this person walks it because they do less talking. But when they do talk, you feel them. You don't just hear them. A lot of people, I learned this in my last relationship, and I don't know when is going to be a good time to talk about this. I'm a little nervous, so I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to come on today and get like a little personal, a little vulnerable, and that is not that's not too foreign for me. That's something that I love to do. But over time I've seen that, like, if I need to be the one to put a filter or a cap, because sometimes too much is actually too much. So there are some things that I haven't really worked through with the last relationship I was in, which was a karmic relationship. And I'm in therapy, and but I really wanted to come on and talk about this grief retreat that I'm attending at the end of this month. And I'm not going to talk about it, but I wanted to. And so I'm not sure when the right time will be, if it's something that I will talk about on the podcast. But the reason why I brought any of this up is because the last relationship I was in, that nigga was a talker. And I started to realize this theme in my life, especially with the men that I was attracting at one point, where, I mean, they could talk my fucking panties off. And it's not about them, talking, it was about them. It wasn't about them talking sexy or anything. It was about them being like a chameleon in studying the things that are interesting to me, and speaking and learning how to speak to it. And so once they started to speak to it, I'm like, oh, okay, he talking that talk. Oh, he know about Dr. Sabi. Oh, he takes his sea moss and his multivitamins. Oh, he wakes up at 6 o'clock every morning. Oh, he's talking about meditation. Oh, he talks about yoga. Oh, he talks about um soaking in herbal baths, and putting Epsom salt in his bath, like real basic shit. Um but these were buzzwords. I even wrote a poem about it. Oh, maybe this will be cool. Y'all want to hear a poem? Oh, okay. Maybe I could. Okay, I've never done this before, and I would definitely have to read it. Oh, y'all want to hear a poem? Oh shit! I think that'll be cool. But I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna feel into it just a little bit more. But in the poem, that's something that I talked about when I said, like, these are buzzwords, right? And it wasn't just him. Like I said, I noticed this theme of the type of person that I was attracting. And it wasn't even the type of person. It had to do with my boundaries. It had to do with my eye of discernment. It had to do with my discernment. Because if I understood that this person was just a talker and I looked deeper than what they were saying and started to analyze their lifestyle, I would see very clearly that what they were saying to me was not matching, was not a direct match to their actual lifestyle. But that, that's another thing that I want to talk about is like, oh, we could go in, we could go in. I might need to split this and make this another episode because people nowadays, like in this generation, in this climate, we're not taking the time to get to know each other. That's the number one fucking problem. Do you know how long it takes to actually get to know somebody? Think about the people in your immediate life. Most times it's your relatives, like your blood relatives who have known you and who you've known your entire fucking life, right? Whether that's 30 years, whether that's 35 years, whether that's 40 years, whether that's 25 years. You've known them your whole life. Okay, they know intimate details about you. You have probably lived with this person for some portion of your life. You have probably just grown up with this person. Even different peers and like people who you've grown up with, you went to school with. you know think about this, like, for real, like solid people in your life. The people closest to you, you've probably known them for a really long time. You probably known them, or like, pretty much your whole life, and vice versa. They have probably known you your whole life. Think about how often y'all discover new things about one another. Think about that. Think about how much you see that they have transformed, or that you have transformed and become a different version of yourself. Think about, and especially if you have been in a long term relationship, how much effort it takes to keep up being the person that you were to this person, and knowing, right, who this person is. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's a lot of time. So why the fuck do people think that they can hop into someone's DMs, or meet them at the mall, or meet them at the bus stop, or see that they looking good on the street, holler at them, bag them, get their number, or whatever, and start dating them within the next 2 to 4 weeks, and they together, and now y'all fucking? And let me tell you something. Once y'all fucking is over, once y'all fucking is over, I don't know how we got here with this conversation, but this is something that's been on my heart. Once y'all fucking is over, not only have y'all exchanged, you know, bodily fluids and shit, like y'all have literally exchanged DNA. Y'all locked the fuck in, and you don't even know it. And it's scary when you think of it like that. But if you were to move forward more intentionally, right, with more intention, with greater discernment, you would be more careful. You would be way more careful with who you let into your life, who you let into your body, who you let into your home, who you let into your head, who you let into your wallet, who you let into your bed, like the place where you're supposed to be safest at night, you know, who you let into your family. You would be way more diligent, and you would have a safer experience. So, what I started to realize is, when you don't take the time to get to know somebody, they could do all it is. People could be great talkers. And it don't take a long time for some people to adapt the language that you speak and regurgitate it to you. And so now you thinking that they speak your language whole time. They just a chameleon. You feel me? Whole time they just adapted, the type of words that you use, the type of interest that you say you have. People, everybody knows I'm a vegan, so they come to me with that health talk. And when I look into their life, when I look in their refrigerator, when I look at how often they eat out, or what they eat out, what they eat when they eat out, or the shit ain't matching. It ain't matching. It ain't matching. And I know you might be like, yeah, but you gotta give people grace, V. You gotta give people. Oh, fuck that. Because it's matching less than 30% of the time. I needed to match at least 70%. You know what I mean? Like, sure, there's room for grace, there's room for patience, there's room for, but like, I want you to come to me ready. So, like, if you are about it, I'm gonna catch you being about it. Just like you gonna catch me being about it every single time. Because I'm not selling myself to you. I'm telling you what I'm really doing, what I'm really embodying. I really do wake up at 4 a.m. on a daily, anywhere between 4 to 6 a.m. on a fucking daily. I really do that. I really sit and meditate and do breath work. I really do that. I really practice yoga. I really do that. I really journal. I really do that. I really eat clean. I really do that. I really drink these green juices and smoothies. I really do that. I really eat fruit bowls in the morning. I really do that. I really pray and manifest. I really do that. You know, I really take care of my mom, and I'm intentional in our relationship. I really do that. I really travel. I really do that. And anything, and you're always going to, yes, I can prove it, right? I could show you my passport book. I could show you my alarm, or you could talk to whoever I live with and they can attest to what time that I wake up. I can show you my journals, right? These things, I got the receipts, but even beyond that, I'm not going to have to show you receipts, because anytime you take a peek in my life, you're going to see the embodiment of what I told you I do. You feel me? So when the shoe was on the other foot and I'm gently gazing into your lifestyle, I'm just observing. I ain't saying nothing. I don't want you to say nothing. I'm just observing. It ain't fucking adding up. The math ain't motherfucking mathing. Okay? So I think that was like 2 episodes in one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna cut it because I am gonna keep recording. Look at me just telling y'all too goddamn much. But I think this was a dope discussion. Um, when it comes to being, you got to really be, but then you got to do work to be able to be. So it goes hand in hand. But I do want to say, I didn't talk enough about the second part of that statement, which is being is enough. Um, so you don't have to do too much. Damn, is that what I said? I don't know, y'all. The energy is energying. I feel like that's what I said. You ain't got to do too much, but I feel like it's what you do matters. So if I always say, you cannot lose what you pour into yourself. So every time you do, just make sure you're doing things that benefit you, you're doing things that fulfill you, you're doing things that genuinely make you happy and joyful, you're doing things that up level your health and wellness regimen, you're doing things that make you feel hydrated, you're doing things that energize you. You're not doing anything or putting yourself in predicaments and situations that drain your energy, that cause you confusion, that cause you stress, that cause you um despair in any way. Like, no, we're moving away from all of that. If it's that nigga, if it's that bitch, get rid of them, okay? I'm just saying. I don't know. We just flowing, okay? So anyway, yeah. Again, if you're not already, follow me on Instagram at the_veganese. That's VEGANEASE. Also, visit my website at www.veganesellc.com. I got sea moss available. I just got a new fresh shipment in. So, put in your orders for the sea moss. You can either hit me in my DMs or preferably go to my website and order from there. There are pickup and shipping options available. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I feel good. And, with this eclipse energy or with all of the energy that's happening, in this new moon energy, Aries is like fiery as fuck. Um, what else has happened? Mercury's in retrograde. Like, again, I don't think there's anything necessarily to do other than pour into yourself. So that means if you are tired, if you're extra fatigued, make sure that you're prioritizing your rest. If you feel dehydrated, if you feel just like you don't have enough energy, make sure that you're hydrating, increase your intake of water, eat leafy greens, eat my favorite go-to is cucumbers, watermelon, any melons, coconut water. Like, it's not rocket science. You just have to decide to do it. If you are, I don't know, like, if you feel like you're not moving too enough, right? And you're living too much of a sedentary lifestyle, get your ass moving. Dance, go to the park, go for a run, go for a walk up the hill, decide to take the stairs instead of the escalator. Um, did I say go to the gym? Sign up for the gym. I don't know. Just get moving. Get moving. Hit up your friend who you know is always active. Do something. You just have to take action. If there's certain things that you notice is like, and you don't have to. I think oftentimes we get so overwhelmed by starting because we think that we have to be 100% in that lifestyle 100% of the time. And it's like, no, it could be just good for that one moment. Maybe you just needed that one day, that one week to get your heart rate going. Maybe you needed that one day to drink extra water, whatever it is. And I feel like it's a gateway. These are gateway activities. It's going to your body's gonna fall into natural alignment and say, yeah, do that. That felt good. Do more of that. You're naturally gonna do that. So don't underestimate the power of your body. Don't underestimate the power of the spirit that lives within your body. Don't underestimate that, okay? Like, you got this. So I think the best thing and the only thing really to do at this time is simply take care of yourself. Keep feeling into what feels good for you, what feels fulfilling, what feels joyful, what feels pleasurable, what feels aligned, what feels healthy, what feels necessary, and do that. That's it. Okay, that's it. I absolutely love you. It's always so fun talking to you, chopping it up with you. Um, Continue to pour in and continue to let me know your thoughts. I'm telling you, it really keeps me going. So if you listen to this, please just drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if anything resonated. You could DM me as well. And leave any topic suggestions that you may have. I know I say it all the time, but I really want this to be an even, dialogue and just to keep the flow going. So I will see and speak to you in the next episode. I love you. I love you. I love you so damn much. You are incredibly worthy. Being here is enough. Being yourself is enough. Being exactly who you are, where you are, and doing exactly what you're doing is enough. You are enough. You are so worthy. And I'm so grateful to share this space with you. I'm grateful to be on the receiving end of what you have going on as well. So I love you. I love you. I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. If no one tells you today, you are so loved, you are so valuable, you are so fucking worthy, and you are enough. Okay, I'm gonna save it for the next episode. Y'all see how I'm going. I'm going. I'm gonna save it for the next episode though. But I will see and speak to y'all in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me here. And have a blessed, beautiful, abundant rest of the day, evening, morning, whenever you choose to listen to this. You are so divinely blessed, protected, and guided. I love you. Peace.